Semicon Specialty Chemicals, hosted by Emkay Global Financial Services. As a reminder, all participants' lines will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touch-tone phone. Please note this conference is being recorded. I now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Rohit Nagraj from Emkay Global Financial Services. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Bikram. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is in good health. And on the onset of Diwali, I wish everyone a prosperous and happy Diwali. I would like to welcome the management and thank them for giving us this opportunity to host Q2 Con Call. We have with us today Mr. Kamal Agarwal, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Rajesh Gandhi, Whole-Time Director and Chief Financial Officer of Semicon Specialty Chemicals. I shall now hand over the call to the management for their opening remarks. Over to you, sirs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Semicon Specialty Chemicals Limited, I extend a warm welcome to everyone for joining us on call today. On this call, we have been joined by our whole-time director and CFO, Mr. Rajesh Gandhi, and SGA, our investor relation advisors. I hope everyone has got an opportunity to go through the financial results and the investor presentations which have been uploaded on the stock exchange as well as on the company's website. We'll give you a quick snapshot of our company, and then Mr. Rajesh will walk through the financial performance. We are a prominent manufacturer of specialized chemicals such as CMIC and HMDS, which are principally used in pharmaceutical industry and also produce inorganic bromides, which are used as completion fluids in the oilfield industry. We are pleased to share that we have delivered another quarter of a positive performance as all our key products witnessed robust demand. We have registered a production volume of 1,420 metric tons in total, with an operating income of 61 crore for the Q2, and we will highlight recent developments on each of the chemicals in our portfolio soon. Firstly, on HMDS, the backward integration of Unit 7 and 8 was completed in the first week of September, after which the P7 unit commenced operations. For Q2 22, HMDS contributed 19 crore revenue, which is around 31% of our total revenue. This was primarily for the production of critical raw material, TMCS, at our factory. This was a major milestone for us because it provided a second source, an alternate source for the raw materials, which is in addition to China, the domestic manufactured TMCS at Semicon. The next product is CMIC. For the quarter, CMIC has contributed around 17 crore, which is around 28% of our total revenues. We are attempting to maximize the utilization of current facilities, which will add an increased production capacity by 10% to 15% in the next quarter. In addition, due to the strong demand in the local market, we'll add around 1,200 tons of CMIC at P8 facilities. We do not have recent figures, however, import accounts to roughly 40% of India's consumption. As a result, there is a great prospectus for this product. Post commercializations of the P8 unit, we will be the largest manufacturer of this product in the world. Oilfield chemicals, for the quarter we have registered a revenue of 23 crore in the bromide business. Our oil well completion chemical segment has recovered well in the first half of the financial year on the back of rebound of the oil and gas industry expansion activities. Globally, our market share would be around 3% in terms of the production across all bromide capacities. We currently have a robust order book and anticipate that these chemicals will thrive in the coming quarters. Apart from these three products, we also have 4-CPC and 2,5-DHT and high purity HMDS in our portfolio. We have built high purity HMDS capacities that primarily serves the semiconductor sector, rubber manufacturing, silicon, and pharma applications, among other things. Product approval, on the other hand, is taking longer than we projected, and this quarter is no different. Both 4-CPC and 2,5-DHT are still in preliminary stages and are expected to perform gradually. 4-CPC is widely used in pharmaceutical and agrochemical industry. 2,5-DHT is predominantly used in pharmaceutical industry in the preparation of potential antiviral and anti-tumor agents. It is the key starting material for lamivudine. During the quarter, we were obstructed with an unfortunate external incident. Due to this external incident, Pollution Control Board of Gujarat had issued a closure notice which led to the production loss. Although we had about 15 to 20 days of finished goods inventory, which had been dispatched to the clients on prerequisite schedules, and the impact of Q2 FY22 was insignificant. The same has revoked last week, and currently all our facilities are running at full capacity. We are a zero liquid discharge company and adhere to the best practices required as per the global standards. We are a renowned and well qualified supplier to all major pharmaceutical MNCs. Our operations have continued to operate efficiently and compliantly within the framework for the past 2 decades. Plant number 8 and 9 facilities will be ready in the next month for the trial run, and we expect full commercialize from January 22 onwards. We are happy to announce that we have inaugurated plant 10 at the same location for other pharma intermediate products. We are targeting this facility to come up on stream by financial year 23. Our goal is to add more value-added solutions that will help us sustain our business while also allowing us to take new steps forward. We are well positioned to benefit from India's structural position as a leading supplier of chemical products to global MNCs. Now, I hand over the call to Mr. Rajesh Gandhi for giving you inputs on financial performance. Mr. Rajesh Gandhi, please.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Good afternoon, everyone. Q2 and H1 FY22 has been positive quarter for us as our key product witnessed robust demand. Q2 FY22 total revenue stood at 61 crores. Domestic market contributed around 57%, whereas international market contributed the remaining 43%. Total production volume for the Q2 was at 1,420 metric tons as compared to 1,788 metric tons same period last year. This was lower due to backward integration since the P7 unit started operation in the first week of September. In terms of chemical-wise revenue breakup, HMDS reported revenue of 19 crores, CMIC revenue stood at 17 crores, oil well completion revenue stood at 21 crores. EBITDA for the company stood at 19 crores in Q2 FY22 with the margin of 30.9%. Net profit for the Q2 FY22 stood at around 15 crores. Half year ended FY22 results. Total revenue stood at 118 crores for H1 FY22 against Rs 107.2 crores of H1 FY21. Domestic market contributed around 63%, whereas international market contributes around 37%. Production volume was at 2,849 metric tons for the H1 FY22 against 2,765 metric tons of H1 FY21. In terms of chemical-wise revenue breakup, in H1 FY22, HMDS revenue stood at 49 crores, CMIC revenue stood at 36 crores, oil well completion revenue stood at 28 crores. EBITDA for the company stood at 36.8 crores for H1 FY22 against Rs 37.3 crores of H1 FY21. Net profit stood at 28 crores for H1 FY22 against Rs 24 crores of H1 FY21. Our short-term borrowing has been reported as 63.4 crores at the end of September 2021. To maintain bank limit and their requirement, the same has been repaid on the following day. With this, conclude the presentation and open the floor for further discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone phone now. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. To ask a question, please press star 1 on your touchtone phone now. We have a first question from the line of Rahul Veera from Abacus Investing. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Happy Diwali in advance, sir.
Very happy Diwali in advance to you also, Mr. Rahul.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now just wanted to understand in terms of the GPCB notice, they've given a temporary revocation. So what does this mean and what is our, basically how are we trying to address this?
See, in Gujarat, when the Pollution Control Board gives a closure to any of the unit, they, on the basis of some of the undertakings and implementations that we carry out, the Pollution Control Board permits a unit to operate for a period of 3 months. During this 3 months, they will be having multiple visits and monitoring the unit. If they found it to be in line with the policy of pollution control, they will give an extension of further 6 months, followed by permanent revocation. So it is a stepwise process, and that is how they follow it.
Sure. So since we earlier mentioned that we had the inventory of close to 15 to 20 days, so September, like Q2 numbers were pretty much in line. But for Q3 and going forward, we almost lost 25 days of production in October. So how do we look at the production numbers or volume going ahead? And some of our clients like Laura Labs and others have given a warning on the ARV side. So how do you think this will play out, sir?
In respect to the October production loss of about 22 days, yes, it is there. However, we hope part of that we will be able to ramp up. The prices of the product has gone up drastically. Say, for example, on an average, we had about 522 rupees as an average revenue from CMIC. In today's era, it is about 600 rupees. For HMDS, we had somewhere about 480 rupees as an average realization of half year. Today, we are selling it at 1,500 rupees a kg. So the revenues, the profitability, the volumes, we will be able to cover up during the Q2 and the following period.
Right. Fair point. And for the HDMS, high-grade HDMS, so specifically speaking from the semiconductor perspective, are we in talks with any of the large manufacturers or have you got any commitments from them?
Semiconductor industry is still reluctant to accept the Indian origin material. We are working very hard on that. However, for the rubber industry, which uses it for implants, body implants and other specialized applications, they have accepted and the things have started moving to that industry.
Sure. Fair point, sir. This is helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. To ask a question, please press star one. We have next question from the line of Kumar Soumya from Ambit Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. So my first question is regarding
Good morning to you, Kumar.
Yes, sir. So first question is regarding that 25 DST revenue. The last quarter, if I remember, it was around 2.5 crores. So if you could, for CBC, sorry.
Mr. Kumar, I'm not able to understand you. The voice is not clear.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. For CBC revenue in the last quarter was around 2.5 CR. So if you could highlight what was the revenue in this quarter for CBC?
I don't have the revenue figures across my table. Just 1 second, if Rajesh can be helpful to me. Or else I would give you, 64 tons was the total volume of last quarter, that is Q1. This quarter we had a volume of only about 19 tons. 147. 87 lakhs. The volume has decreased from 64 tons to about 19 tons.
Okay. And the realizations are pretty constant, I guess.
Realization is about 87 lakhs.
Okay. And sir, on this P8 plant that we have started, so that is adding around 1200 tons of product. So total capacity will now go to 3000 for CMIC, right?
Here P8, part of the P8 is being commenced. It is for backward integration of HMDS. That is, we started manufacturing TMCS of our own. The second part of that is for CMIC, 1,200 tons. We hope we will be able to start by next month.
Okay, so the total capacity would be now 3000 for CMIC.
For CMIC, the total collective capacity will be 3,000 tons, yes.
Yes. And sir, on P9 side, so what is the product and capacity on the P9 plant?
P9 product, we are still to open up to the market because we are facing some information from the competitors. So it is not advisable to open up that at the present stage.
Sure. And sir, on the capex side, we have already invested around 30 crore in the first half. So what is the outlook for the full year?
What is the outlook for?
Full year investment on the capacities. Like on the first half, we have 30 crores of capex in the cash flow.
Yeah, that 30 crore was part of the IPO proceeds that we had received. We had projected around 41 crore as capex for this year. So we'll be completing that within the financial year. And there would be an additional outlay of somewhere around 50 crore for the year 22-23.
Okay, next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all, sir. I'll come back to that.
And this all, we are quite confident we will be able to meet up from the internal resources only. No need to borrow the money.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you. A reminder to participants to ask a question, please press star followed by 1 on your touchtone phone now. We have next question from the line of Rohit Nagraj from Emkay Global. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, the question is on the GPCB issue. If you could just delve a little more in detail about what was the issue and why we had this closure notice, and what are the remedial actions that we are taking so that the entire issue is resolved in the next 3 months. Thank you.
Mr. Rohit, the primary thing is when we got the closure notice, we, without touching any other area, ifs and buts, blame game or anything, we simply attempted to get it revoked in principle. Our primary target was that the plant must be operative, so we opted on that. However, if we talk of the issue, we used to sell about 500 tons of hydrochloric acid every month. Now, this was all under the guidelines of Pollution Control Board with all our permissions available with us. It was all shipped with the invoices under information and intimation before dispatch to Gujarat Pollution Control Board. However, some of the transporters organized and they were manipulating some nuisance with one tanker. That was caught by GPCB or the Pollution Board that they were playing with. Although it was not the responsibility of ChemCon, but still the closure was even. Going depth into that, because the plant is operational since about 7 days now, we have started working in depth for that, digging out the facts and figures. We could come out with the figures that it was a flammable material that was caught by GPCB. Hydrochloric acid is never flammable. It is the fact that the impurities available in that tanker were never used as any chemical in our premises. Say the analysis report shows that the hydrochloric acid was having a contamination of phenol. Chemcon in the history has never touched phenol in the premises of manufacture. Gujarat Pollution Control Board visited Chemcon from all the 7 storage tanks. None of the storage tank has got any phenol impurity. However, the HCl core that they are blaming us is with phenol as an impurity. All these things we are compiling them, we are summarizing up. We will take up the matter with GPCB and we assure you we will come out clean. However, the impact that had happened, a loss of nearly 40 days of production, that has already happened.
Right, sir. Fair enough. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Welcome to it.
Thank you. We have next question from the line of Ayush Agarwal from Mittal Analytics. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I have a couple of questions. First one is that since we have a large enough market share for our major products, HMDS and CMIC in the domestic market, and we are doing a large expansion in CMIC of 1,200 tons. So first, I would like to understand, what is our export revenues from HMDS and CMIC in FY21 and what it was in H1 this year?
Particular nothing. Good noon, Ayush. In respect to CMIC, we do not have much, or we do not have any exports rather for CMIC. So we don't have any revenues out of that. In respect to HMDS, revenues from the export, just a minute, I will let. Export. This quarter we have not done any exports.
We done export, but
you don't have the revenue separated.
Not on hand.
I don't have the revenue separated for the exports for this quarter or for half year.
And last financial year, sir?
No, my sheet does not show the exports separately.
No worries. So my question, assuming it is not significant, right?
One sec. Shrikant, can you take up this matter and we will reply him separately, independently. What? Export. Sorry, sheet much. One sec. What total export? Total export. It is total export. This is a total export, not a product-wise export. No, I don't have separated exports over here. But
no worries, sir.
Definitely.
Okay. So, sir, then my question is then, how do we plan to, sell this 1,200 metric ton capacity of CMIC? Are we trying to explore the export market, or are we doing anything on that front?
You see, CMIC is consumed in the globe by only 2 countries. One is China and one is India. India is the major user of that, followed by China. Now, India has a consumption of roughly 5,000 tons per year. There are other 2 manufacturers, that is Anshul Chemicals, an Excel Group company, and Paushak Limited, that is Alembic Group company. Collectively, both are making less than 1,000 tons of this product. With our production capacities of 3,000 roughly, even if we are able to make about 85-90%, so about 2,700 to 2,600 tons plus 1,000 tons will come to 3,600 tons. There will be still a gap from the imports available. So
right.
We hope we will be able to cope up with the domestic market only. However, commercially, we have a stand, or we are able to export this product to China also. Chinese users have already approved our products, and commercially also it is suitable. However, because we are getting a better realization in India compared to China, we are using it. However, exports to China are still profitable to Chemcon, not up to the mark.
Right. Thanks for detailed answer, sir. And similarly, if you can explain for HMDS, what is the export market like, and what are our plans to grow there?
Export of HMDS is also similar position. More than 25,000 tons of HMDS is consumed globally, and roughly about 5,000 tons in India. We have opened up the doors to the globe. It is utilized in pharma industry as well as in rubber and this semiconductor industry. Our routes have started going to countries like Japan, Thailand, then USA, Germany, Russia. This sort of countries we have already started penetrating for HMDS for applications as well as for rubber applications in US. So that is one. And second, as far as China is concerned, you see, we are nearly at par with China in terms of international market. We may not be having a very good margins if we compare China in the international market. So we are at par with them. We are working out hard, putting up our efforts, and we will be able to penetrate other parts of the world soon.
That's good to know, sir. That's it from me, sir. I'll come back and pick you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. Reminder to participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your touchtone phone now. We have next question from the line of Amit Shah from Ace Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, I have a few questions, sir. Sir, our new products like 4-CBC, 2,5-DHT, HMDS, sir, how have they performed during the quarter, sir?
2,5-DHT and 4-CBC have not performed well. We are not up to the satisfaction even to the management. However, we are working on that. Hopefully, in the Q4, we will be able to do something better, which will be giving some impact to the balance sheet.
Okay. So, sir, so you're seeing growth in coming quarters in these products?
I hope that should give a separate column wherein the figures can be mentioned in Q4.
Okay. Sir, can you quantify this growth in some way?
Quantify, I won't be able to do that now.
Okay.
It's difficult to say that.
So, sir, these products would have a better margin than our company margins, or how would it be?
No, margins has to be in line with the market. Only thing is, 4-CBC, 2,5-DHT has got a better margins are in line with our existing products. 4-CBC,
okay.
The margins are lower.
Okay. And sir, my last question, sir, any revenue guidance for FY22 and 23, sir?
I had been always telling we do not work on the revenues, rather we work on the bottom line of the company. We always work on the PAT, we always make a target of the PAT and we attempt to achieve that. And we had been working, we have been performing. You can compare the bottom line, it has always been growing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. We have next question from the line of Satish Kumar, a shareholder. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, this is a follow-up question on the average selling price of HMDS which you mentioned. So you said from 290 rupees per kg for HMDS, it has gone up to 1,500. That is what I heard. Is it right?
Yes, 100% you are right. In today's era, the HMDS sales price is 1,500 rupees a kg or equivalent to $20 a kg.
Okay. Sir, I think in the AGM to one of the shareholder question, you had mentioned that the target to do around 3,000 metric ton, during the current year, and we have done around 1,039 metric ton for the first half of this current financial year. So would it be possible to make up the balance quantity during the H2?
One sec, let me verify the volumes what you are asking me. HMDS production total H1 805 volume value नहीं quantity If not 3,000 ton, we will be inching to that. Just hold on. I'll 64 tons. 864 metric ton. We have done a sales of 864 tons, not 1,000 tons. ये प्लस करना आएगा ना? Almost 1,000 metric ton. We have done nearly 1,000 tons.
Sir, 1,039 to be exact, as given in the investor presentation.
Right.
So what I was asking is it possible to do around 2,000 in the remaining 5 months or so, or no?
We have the capacity. We will attempt to utilize that. We are working hard. But even if we are able to achieve 90% of that, the profitability will be a major part because the price rise is always available to us. The value additions have been multiplied. And we had good enough volumes as stock of raw material purchased at the older price. So that would be an add-on advantage in the current financial year.
Okay. Sir, my next question is it's regarding P8 and P9. You said P8 and P9 would be ready by the for the commercial run maybe next month, and for the by Q4 they would start producing the products. Now since P9 we would make CMIC, I think we could ramp up the production immediately.
P8 part of the
P8
we are using for CMIC to ramp up the production, and
so that
P8 part of that we are utilizing it for TMCS. So TMCS we have already started utilizing that. For CMIC 1,200 tons we will be able to take up as commercial productions from the next quarter, from January onward.
Okay, so the capacity is around 300 metric ton for the quarter, so that you can ramp up immediately since the demand is there?
Yes, definitely. We will be able to put in the production of 300 tons for the current financial year.
Okay. Sir, but for the new product that you are planning to take out from P9, you had mentioned that it would require some 3 to 6 months, since you need to get the approvals and all. So what is the current indication, sir? When will you start able to commercially sell those products from plant 9?
We hope commercialization, production will start from the Q4. However, commercialization in 100% effect should be taking further about one more quarter.
So can we expect from Q1 of next financial you should start able to take out revenues from?
We will be able to take around 75% of the production to be sold in the next financial year of the capacity.
Oh, that is very good to know, sir. Sir, you have also announced for the the capex for the new plant P10. Any indication you could give us how much is the capex and how much revenue we can expect from that plant?
Revenue, you can see the capex to revenue ratios are nearly 1:4.
Okay.
If you see our history, it is in line with that. But don't bank upon the revenue, dear. Better bank upon the payback period. Okay, if you consider maximum 1.5 year is the payback period for the investments that we carry out in capex.
Okay, so but how much capex you are planning for P10, sir?
P10 collectively with P9 as pending plus P10 in next 1 year, around 50 crores.
50.
Yeah, 50.
Sir, this new land which you had purchased from the IPO or just before the IPO, so after this P10, I think you will have some more space to put up one more plant, right, sir?
We have the space to put up one more plant, but then we are planning to utilize it for non-productive other purposes also. Say, for example, the warehouses of the highly flammable chemicals. So we will be completing that land, but then we are in discussion always with the adjacent people. It is a green area, so adjacent lands we are working upon, negotiating with them. Hopefully, whenever in next say 3 to 6 months, if it is successful, we will be announcing that.
Okay, it's good to know that, sir. Sir, my last question is about this new products. That is, one is high purity HMDS. So you said, for the semiconductor, it was expected to take some more time. And for the rubber industries, I believe they have given some approval. So when can we expect some sales of this product?
HMDS high purity, you see, we have already started selling that to the rubber industry, that I already updated you, for the pharmaceutical rubber industry. However, selling it to this other section of electronics, approvals, you see, getting it approved is a very tedious job. We never expected like pharma. Pharma, we get the approval within a stipulated period, say 1 year, maximum 1.5 years, or something like that, or it goes even up to 3 years, of course, in certain cases. But this is taking something more than that. Maybe because the COVID has resulted into delay of analyzing and testing and approving, or maybe other reasons. It is moving slow. So I won't be able to give you a comment that, okay, from the electronic sector, the revenues will come up. However, the high purity HMDS, we have started selling it to the rubber industries, and we have started getting the revenues out of that.
So whatever...
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt. Please come back in the question queue.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone who wishes to ask a question at this time, press star and 1 on your touchtone phone now. We have next question from the line of Rahul Veera from Abacus Asset Manager. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Sir, one very important point that you made was that because of the prices are high, we will be able to focus on the profitability going ahead as well. So you believe the quarterly run rate of 15 crores that we are doing will be able to maintain that even in Q3, even after 20 days of shutdown? Or will it be better?
The present prices what are running up have become stable. Okay. Nearly around $20 a kg for HMDS and around $8 a kg for this CMIC. I don't know, I hope as per the information, data, movement, calculations, everything, when we compile that, at least for the Q3 it should be maintained. However, we project that till February end, this prices should sustain. But if not that, at least Q3, yes.
Sure. And sir, when do we aspire to reach 100 crores of profitability? Do you think it's achievable in FY23 itself?
Yes, 23 we should be able to achieve that. That are our targets also.
Okay. Fair point, sir.
We are working in line for that.
Sure. Fair point, sir. Thank you so much and best wishes, sir.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you. To ask question, please press star 1. We have next question from the line of Satish Kumar, a shareholder. Please go ahead.
Just to take it forward, what I was expecting is this high purity HMDS to the rubber industries only. How much revenues we can expect in H2 of the current financial year?
H2 revenue from this, you can expect around 20 tons per month.
Approximately, you can give us some figures, sir.
60 tons into $20. 60. 1 sec. $1.2 million we'll be able to expect as a revenue from this.
Sir, I think you had mentioned for the semiconductor high purity HMDS, the margins are on a higher side. So even for this rubber industry also, the margins would be better than the normal HMDS?
They are about 95%, means 5% less compared to the semiconductor. Hardly any major difference.
So the profit
far higher compared to the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay. So my second question is about 2,5-DHT. I know it is taking more time than what you had planned. With the current situation, when can we start selling this product?
Still waiting for the approvals, but yes, Q3 by Boro Backsteel, we will try to, for the Q4, in all terms and conditions, we will be starting pushing that.
So that you are confident of doing that?
Yeah.
Sir, my last question is, sir, in the last con call, you had mentioned about, a little bit stress on the working capital, more due to COVID, as well as increase in sales of pharma to pharma industries, unlike less of, bromide solution. Now, with the things coming back to normal, do you expect our working capital pressure would come down now?
It has already come down. If you see the financials, it has come down to somewhere about 75 crores as outstanding against 95.
Okay. And your inventory, everything is expected to, reduce further.
Now, inventory, we would be happy if it remains up, because that is giving a very good margin, which is addition to the business, regular business. So inventory planning is a different source, a different game plan.
Achha. Okay.
So we will not be bringing down the inventory. However, yes, the outstandings to the market, we have worked up. It has already been achieved.
Achha. Okay. Sir,
sir, I'm sorry to interrupt. You may come back in the question queue.
Yeah, thanks.
We have next question from the line of Rahul Veera from Abacus Asset Manager. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Sir, at the end of H1, our inventories were close to 45 crores as of September. What kind of revenues we can expect with this inventory, given the spreads and the current prices?
You see, this will not become zero. I am buying inventory at the new price also.
Right.
So I will be able to reduce part of the inventory, dear. I won't be able to bring it to nil.
No, that I understand, sir. But just trying to understand, what kind of revenues can we generate from this 45 crores? So that will be at a very high spread because the raw material will be at a older cost.
I can generate 100 crores out of this also.
Okay, got it.
But when I refill the inventory, that will be at a new price.
Right. And sir, what is at the new price?
It will be higher than the present.
Right. So what will be the spreads given the new price of the raw material?
New price raw material versus the present price of HMDS, if you can consider 9 into 1.5, $13 costing it. HMDS का $13.5.
Okay. And $20 is the selling price. Right. Fair point. So $7 is still a good spread, right?
You can consider as
Right. Fair point, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraint, that was the last question. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, dear. Thanks to everybody. I hope it was a live session, good enough to understand Chemcon. Now, we are serving all leading pharma MNCs, and for some, we have been their business partners for more than a decade. Our continued business with them is testimony to our expertise. We believe pharma manufacturers in India have a lot of rooms to grow, and we can assist their requirements in the long term. With this, I conclude the call. If you have any queries, please get in touch with SGA, our investor relationship advisor. Thank you everyone for joining us today on this earnings call. Wishing you all festive greetings of Happy Diwali. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Emkay Global Financial Services, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining with us, and you may now disconnect your lines.